This is Jared MacDonald with the Daily News here in Bowling Green. Season comes to a close a couple days ago. How would you evaluate your performance, I guess, throughout the whole season and that of the team?
Yeah. Um, so the season obviously got off to a bit of a rough start with App State, and I mean we all knew that for us that was not uh, anywhere near what our level of ability was and the expectations we had for us. And early on, just as a group of guys, we sort of met unofficially to kind of talk about just what we think kind of led to some of those issues earlier on. And we know we'd been training hard. And so kind of coming from that and putting on a more positive attitude and really focusing in on the training and recovery and holding each other accountable, we had the opportunity to do much better as a team. And kind of going through the season, we just sort of built on that. Going into Greater Louisville, we showed improvement, still not kind of where we wanted to be. But then when we previewed the course at the Blazer Classic down at Birmingham, we gained a lot more confidence in our ability as a team to work together, especially the top three guys, and really just kind of working to execute the race plan as coach wanted. And having that confidence on the conference course going into it really gave us a confidence boost to perform the way we were asked to. And so as a team, for the most part, I think we saw some really good improvement. For myself, I think I remained a little bit more consistent than I would have liked to. I think there are parts of it where I would have liked to have improved a little bit more by the end, but consistency is definitely better than kind of falling off the curve towards the end of the season. So at the end of the day, we really did what we could to improve as a team. We got a better place, obviously not quite what we were hoping for, but still moving in the right direction and doing better than last year. And I think we know some of the things that we can do to move forward to do even better.
Emerson, this is Nick Keyser with the College Heights Herald. So you kind of already touched on for yourself, but following your junior campaign, how are you feeling personally after it being over? And now you got named third team all conference. So what does that mean to you after the following championship?
Yeah, so it's a little weird. I guess all conference had been something that had been in my head sort of since the beginning of last conference. Before conference last year at cross country, that was something I had wanted to go for, and to sort of be a little bit outside of that range was a bit of a disappointment for me. So coming into this season, that was something that was clearly in my head as a goal that I wanted to achieve. So it's good to know that I had that measurable goal in front of me, and just keeping that fixed in my head as we're doing workouts and building up through other races. So I think more than anything, it's a relief to know that like I have set certain measurable goals that I have met. So I'm definitely happy about that. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and because I still don't think I performed the best way I could have at conference, but it was moving in the right direction. And there's a lot of positive things to look forward to. We've got track season coming up. We've got obviously next cross country season too. So I mean, it's all right around the corner, and I'm just trying to keep moving forward and look for improvement.
Emerson, this is Jared with the Daily News. Coach comes in, Brooks comes in, and takes over the program this year. he seems like a guy, just talking to him, that always wants to get better, always wants to get better. What's it been like working with him since he got here at the Hill?
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that. For me, I had come from a bit of an interesting place because when he had gotten the job and I hadn't met him yet, doing some of like we had our first race for indoor last year, and I ran one race that went kind of okay, and then I dropped out of the next one because I had a foot problem going on. And so right off the bat, before I met him, I'm dealing with a bit of an injury, and so that was frustrating for me. And I hadn't met him, so I knew he had seen what I looked like on paper. I knew he had done his homework. Um, but for someone not having met your coach yet, and that's kind of the first thing that you um, have with your coach, it was a bit of a nerve-wracking experience for me. And just even kind of going through some of track season, it was a little nerve-wracking because I had seen him around some of practice, but I hadn't spent much time working with him yet. And he would assign me some stuff to do for cross training. It was difficult for a little while. It was an adjustment period just to kind of work under him, but still not get to know him as a person. Um, and this season, finally getting to know Coach Lecomte for who he is with his personality, and like directly talking to him face to face with his training, and working through some struggles that I was dealing with motivationally over the summer. I've gotten to know him a lot better as a coach, and really just trying to buy into his training philosophy. And I'm a firm believer always that um, when it comes to the training that you're being given, it's always a good idea to really try and trust and invest in what your coach is giving, because there is like research benefit to trusting in that training, even if you perform physiologically at the same level. Having trust like has so much more of an impact, and having good belief in what the coach is doing. And I think he's done a really good job to foster trust based on the results that he's shown in previous programs, and just the results he was showing from track season last year. I think he made a very marked impact on guys like Dedrick Troxel and Clint Sherman over track season. So it's really been good working with him. I'm really glad with how the transition is coming from Coach Sykes and over to him, and seeing the way things have adjusted training wise. I enjoy it. He's doing a really good job as a coach for me and for our team.
Emerson, this is Nick again. This was the before, I guess, a year before you, but what needs?
Sorry, you're gonna have to start the question over again real quick. I hate to interrupt you, but you cut out for a second.
You're good. You're good. So this was the team's best finish since 2017, a year before you showed up, I believe. So, just building off of that, where do you guys want to build towards? And as for your team, what needs to be, worked on for the next season?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm glad as a team and as an individual to have some goals that or there's at least some measured difference from last year in a positive way. That's always reassuring to see that we're improving as a team from the previous year, and to see that like this group, because when I had come in as a freshman, pretty much the main contributors to that previous performance had either transferred or graduated. So to see that we are moving in a positive direction from where we started, and that pretty much the same team with some newer people coming in has developed itself into a more mature and a better program. It's exciting to see that sixth place but it still wasn't quite what we were hoping for this season. So there's a lot of work to do. But I know we've got guys that are looking forward, and we're all in this to be a better team, because when we wear Western on our jerseys, there's a lot of value to that. We care very much about that red towel, and um, I think that's something that speaks about this team very much. We really do care about being here at Western, and we know historically what this program is, distance and as track as a whole, and we take seriously um, the want to show that Western has is a reputable program. It's a good place to be, and we've got guys that are coming in that are um, going to be really exciting to work with, and they're going to be devoted to pushing the program forward. Things that we're trying to improve really is just having some more guys that are a little bit closer together. And I think we've got some guys on the team right now who are reflecting on how their performances went, what they're going to do to improve upon their performances this year, so that way we can work closer as a pack. And also we've got guys coming in that are right there to work with us, and they're going to be challenging us and pushing us.